Hello, guys. And I am Brandon Carey, and today we are going to be playing more Medieval. We start streaming this on Wednesday as part of Halloween, or I guess the day before Halloween. And this will be our new Sunday game for a while. Shouldn't be that long. This game is not. Game is not a very long one. When I was a kid, I beat this in an afternoon. But when we last left off, our adventures as the newly arisen Sir Daniel Fortescue, we had gotten out of the necropolis. By defeating the Stained Glass Demon, and now we are on our way to defeat the evil sorcerer that brought us back to life. But before we do, we need to brave the pumpkin patch past the Scarecrow Fields to defeat the Pumpkin King. So we are going to be in for a boss. A good way to start off. We got our hammer from the last.
The King Pumpkin sleeps. If you want an audience with this regal plant, you should mash. It is rumored that the Pumpkin Witch is in possession of a much sought-after dragon gem. If you have a witch talisman, you could summon this kindly witch.
And we are going to need to do that before long. Please? Thank you. Alright, so this is a witch's cauldron. And you remember back when we were climbing the hill to the rooftop, to the clifftop mausoleum, we acquired this witch's talisman, which we can use to summon witches at their cauldrons.
Greetings, kind sir. I am the Pumpkin Witch. I'm like a mother to those pumpkins. I give them all the love and care a young fruit could ever ask for. From the moment they first push a shoot above the soil, right up until their heads are cut off and eaten. And look, see how they repay me, running around and causing mischief. That nasty old big pumpkin has a bad influence on the young seedlings. If you teach him a lesson in manners, I might give you a nice present.
So, witches in Medieval are not malicious by any means. They're just elusive. So, if you summon them, they'll usually be willing to help you out. Like, it is a little twist on the whole witches thing, usually, because they're usually kind of like the bad guys in every story or but here, she is just a kindly old lady who happens to have magic. Oh, here's the health bottle. These pumpkins are like, That is the Pumpkin King. Oh, that's not something valuable here. Die! Chalice is filling up fast. Which just makes sense. I think I do have to fill it before I fight the pumpkin. Kind of like with the rooftop mausoleum boss. Once the boss is over, at least it wasn't in the full version, the level is too. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you can't beat Final Chalice until after you boss. I can't remember which. I also love the fact that pumpkins have malicious souls. Maybe you actually do need to kill the Pumpkin King before you can kill the chalice. That is how that works in this level. Well, worst case, we'll just have to repeat it. So, worst thing that could happen. But this is more or less a boss battle. Once we defeat the last pod, that will cause the Pumpkin King to rise from his slumber and we'll be able to fight him for real. This is actually the exit door. Oh, here in the beginning. Alright, time for a fight. That was easy boss fight. Didn't take much work at all. This is actually not. Yeah, just there's more than one phase isn't there. Of course, I forgot. being honest, but I am taking with him and I like it. Yeah, this is probably... You should get probably squashed with some pumpkin boy. R.I.P. in peace. R.I.P. in peace. Alright. Pulp King Pumpkin. Okay, that's amusing. See how much life is left in this fountain. Might be a good time to see if the secret is still in the game. Oh! The chalice and some energy vials and the merchant gargoyles, so like... Okay, they knew how much this boss could tax somebody's resources. That's pretty cool. That's smart. But we're not done yet. Now that we've beaten the boss, we should also speak to the Pumpkin Witch one more time. Because we will absolutely need this Dragon Eye gem later on. And I do need it from her.
A most edifying spectacle, sir. Man and vegetable in a magnificent duel to the death. Oh, I've come over all of a doodah. Here, have this lovely dragon gem as your reward. Oh, lovely majestic creatures dragons are.
Hey, Kelly. This game actually does not use the boner joke. Thank God. It has a more sophisticated sense of humor than that. But now that we've beaten the Pumpkin King and got the chalice and the dragon gem, we can go to the Hall of Heroes and see which one of the people that hate Sir Dan will give us a new item. Oh, hell yes. We've got enough cups that the stairway up here is opened up. We can now speak to the people on the upper echelon of the Hall of Heroes.
Dan. Don't be shy. I've seen you giving me the eye. You may be weak and feeble like old men, but I like you, Daniel. Now listen up. Your bow and arrows are fine for itty-bitty jobs, but if you want to pack some serious heat, you should take this spear.
So, you asked in the chat, what did Sir Dan do? So the story of Medieval is that, Sir Daniel Fortescue, when he was alive, when he was not this undead skeleton you see before you, he was the captain of the guard in Gallowmere, except, the position was an honorary one. He got it because, the king liked his story. He was a bit of a braggart. But when Zarok originally came to Gallowmere to take over his army of the undead, Sir Dan was forced to lead the charge. Unfortunately, he was a coward, and in doing so, he actually died in the very first charge to an arrow through the eye. However, despite the other heroes kind of picking up his slack, he was dubbed the champion that had slain Zarok and saved the day, posthumously. So, he died being called a hero, but the actual truth is that he was not. He was a bloody coward who died an ignoble death by getting shot in the eye at distance by an arrow. And now that Zarok is back, because he was never killed in the first place 100 years later, he has decided to try one more time to take over Gallowmere by raising an army of the undead, and in doing so, accidentally revives Sir Dan. So Sir Dan, having come back to life, decides to take this as his chance to prove that he can be the hero in death that he failed to be in life. So that is the story of Medieval, is basically Sir Dan taking this as a shot at redemption to earn his place in the Hall of Heroes. So what's everyone's problem with him is that everyone in the Hall of Heroes knows he's a coward, knows he's a fraud, and they don't have time for his shit, more or less. But since he is the only person able to defeat Zarok right now, they kind of have to at least try to help him, begrudgingly. And some of them there do want him to earn his shot. Some people just would rather anyone else save Gallowmere, but know that they don't really have a choice but to deal with him, and that's his deal. That's what he's done. And having said all that, let us move on to the next level, which is the Sleeping Village. It has a very interesting twist on one of this game's core mechanics. So, well, before the action begins, I should explain one of the big twists. You'll see at the top of my screen right now, the chalice is already partially filled with malicious souls. So, what the chalices represent in this game are, they are symbols of the Hall of Heroes. They fill up on the energy of evildoers, and once you've proven your worth, you can collect the chalice. This level twists that mechanic somewhat, because the villagers in this village are under the spell of Zarok. They are not acting of their own free will. Now, what this means is that they are innocent people. So,
Poor villagers. The master possesses them. It mustn't hurt them. Hurt guards, though. They seek out an object of great power.
So, there was a level in Medieval 2 that was similar to this, yes. But the idea is that if I do any harm to any of the villagers here, since they are fundamentally good souls at heart, that will actually drain energy out of the chalice, which will make it harder for me to get to the 100% I need to collect it. So, that is the twist here, is that there are enemies here that I am literally unable to kill. Or if I do kill them, I am penalized by potentially locking myself out of the chalice. There's actually enough villagers here where if I kill them all, I actually cannot hope to achieve 100% chalice energy. which will lock me out of collecting it.
A crucifix once stood here, but the mayor took it. Find a replacement and see how the church should really look.
But that is the twist here, is that because I am trying to prove I'm a hero, and the chalices only respond to the virtuous, killing a good soul will extract energy from the chalice. Even if they are attacking you, since they are not doing so of their own free will, it's up to someone who is a virtuous hero to avoid damaging them if they can help it. Please don't glitch out on me. Please don't do that. Okay, this book is not gonna open. That's fine. Whatever. Take that move and get out of here. Oh, she got me. She bought me. Okay, I see. So once I put that ruin on there, she's gonna cut which means I do have to move with some degree of steps. Okay.
Bust of Mr. Shanks, landlord of the Troll's Head. To clean the statue, lower the pedestal.
Why are the villagers fast? I don't know. They're magically enhanced, maybe? Okay. Okay, now I've got to be careful. Okay, there we go. There we go. Here's the thing. Back down. I'm gonna use this earth rune. Yeah, but that is the challenge of this level, is partially to, since you're not allowed to hurt these villagers, you have to navigate around them and avoid getting hit, which is easier said than done. Oh wow, okay, that's nice game. Just throw me right in front of her, why don't you? But now we have the bust of the mayor. Now,
comrades, tear this place apart. If we don't find the shadow artifact, Lord Zarok will have us mocking out the demons for the next millennium.
Now, since these are evil henchmen of Zarok, I can kill these guys with impunity. They might as well be dead men walking. Yeah, the game doesn't care if you kill malicious folks, as long as you don't kill the good ones. And these undead monsters have no right to exist. I mean, according to the game, killing evildoers is a righteous deed. So no, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about violence. I don't think it makes me as bad as them.
Blacksmith's Monthly. Old man Willie Green of Gallowstown was awarded Smithy of the Season by our readers. His outstanding casts have produced...
Alright, so... I have one of the two things I need. Because what I'm trying to do is create a crucifix. I'll take this silver shield when I need a place for it. Die, you! Die, you! Fill that chalice for me, please. Make it big, make it meaty. Stop shooting me. It does feel like it, the Dark Souls narrator, and I don't know if that's intentional or not, because the original books didn't have narration at all. I'll just take this back,
The rune key is held aloft by the flow of water from the fountain.
Yeah, I do see what you mean, but she does sound like the Dark Souls narrator. In a sense. Energy vinyl? That's not another bottle. Bit more health than I do right now. Okay, I don't see my roots.
I see you!
Okay, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Chill. I also do appreciate that when the guards come in, they get rid of the so you don't have to worry about fighting them and the guards at the same time, which could be problematic if you're trying to avoid killing the villager that you should do. Okay, yeah, let's go down this path. Oh. There's my ruin key. Let me pick that up. I also love the eeriness of the background music in this game. There's definitely a certain, like, creepiness factor that the soundtrack adds that is very undersold. Okay, this is the... Okay, I don't have time to read the history of Gallowmere, technically. The clock stops. Okay, please stop. There we go. Now I have the crucifix cast. Out of my way. And so, with the crucifix cast, and the bust, the first order of business is to place the cast on the blacksmithy table. And then the bust. Melt the bust. Into the cast and create and now we have a crucifix. And that we can on the wall, obviously. And now we can see what did I just get? A safe key.
Dear Sir or Madam, on my travels across Gallowmere, I have come across many mysterious and enchanting finds. However, that which filled me with deepest dread was that bully boy Zarok will stop at nothing to retrieve this item. I fear that he already knows that it is I who possess it. Yours fearfully, the town mayor.
Alright, so basically the mayor knows that Zarok is trying to obtain the talisman and Shadow Beams so that he can revive them and bring them into his army. And This is why the mayor is taking such lengths to secure the village, because he wants to make sure that Zarok never gets his hands on the shadow artifacts required to summon them. But since we do know Zarok's men are looking for it, our best bet is basically to get there first and obtain the shadow artifacts. We're actually going to need it in our adventures. Souls from my chalice. So I think we actually have to climb up to the top of the roof of this building. Drop in the chimney. Our exit. Now if I open the safe, this should contain the shadow artifact. Which is what I would need to theoretically summon, or what Zarok would need to summon the shadow demon, I should say. But that's not a goal. That's not life pile up there. There's nothing else here. So I need one more helping of juicy, delicious souls. Fuel my chalice. Right, chalice is full. I believe I've caused harm to any of the villagers. I don't know where the fucking chalice is. Oh, wow, you still there's the chalice. Let's see, I think this could actually be how we get there. Oh no. I guess we'll have to go the long way around. There's a hole in the wall. Here. Before we go, all we really need to do now is top off on life, and then we'll be all good. Yep. Feel prepared. Next. we can go out here, and since we avoided hurting any villagers, we can just go to the Hall of Heroes. Good. Mission complete. We managed to avoid hurting any villagers. Let's see what other weapon or piece of armor we can see. Get the longbow, I think.
Look at you running around in your bones, Fortescue. You're so nouveau day. I, Ravenhooves, last prince of the Centaurs, have not galloped the earth in over 10,000 years. Do yourself a favor, Fortescue. Take my longbow, more powerful than a crossbow. The option of flaming arrows, it is truly the weapon of noblemen.
Novo Dead is also my aesthetic. It's a move.
Congratulations! You don't quite have my breeding, Mr. Johnny-come-lately, but there's hope for you yet.
I actually like the raconteur with the Hall of Heroes residence. I like the interactions that you have with the people here. They're pretty cool. Notice that since I got the hammer, it's been my weapon of choice, because the hammer is probably one of the best weapons in the game, especially for how early you get it. Yeah, that is basically more or less what these guys are thinking, is that, yeah, Dan is probably a piece of shit, but right now he is the last best hope for Gallowmere. So we might as well give him the best chance he has to survive. Now that I have the Shadow Artifact, we can go into the Enchanted Earth. Which is a place you cannot beat without the Shadow Artifact. Oh no, it's this... I forgot. This level also has that... the worst mission in the entire game. It's not the Enchanted Earth, but it's in the Enchanted Earth area. Just like last time, that scene isn't quite as scary when you're in this higher graphics and with this lighting. That seems dramatically less frightening than it used to be. Okay, frogs don't have souls. Good to know. Frogs do not have souls. You can quote me on that. So we are actually not doing the Enchanted Earth today.
There used to be a coven of witches in the caves beneath Cemetery Hill. The whole forest never smelt the same since.
Because we are going to summon a witch with the witch's talisman. Now, if we didn't need this for 100% completion, I wouldn't bother doing this. But since we are already here, let's do it.
summoned the Witch of the Forest. Oh, it is you, Sir Fortescue. Forgive me, my lord. I have never met a real hero.
It's also implied that Sir Dan and the witches like have
Forgive
some
me,
relations.
Just an old lady's little joke.
Like he's
In truth, I am glad
he's
to
been around
see
the block.
Sir Fortescue. I need 7 pieces of amber that are hidden in the ant's nest. Bring them to me, and I can grant you a special reward. I will only offer you this quest this once. Are you willing to give it a try?
Yeah, I guess.
Sorry, didn't I mention I'd have to shrink you to the size of an insect? Now hurry back.
No, he wasn't a skeleton at the time, Kelly. He was a living human being. But probably. Sir Dan was a playboy in his human days. So
Run, little man. If the master found it now, he would crush it like a bag. Hark! We can hear the soldier ants approaching. Onward, and meet your tiny nemesis.
So, there is no chalice, despite that percentage in this level. This anthill has an altogether different quest.
This magic portal was crafted by the fairies. It appears to have been created to prevent something escaping from the tunnels below.
That's a club. I don't need a club right now. Yeah, I guess we're doing this.
Thank you for releasing me, sir. My people wish only to live our lives in blissful harmony with nature. But alas, the wicked Ant Queen has many of us imprisoned. Rescue my people, Mr. Fortescue, and you will be richly rewarded.
Yes, the fairies in Medieval verse have Cockney British accents. That is a thing that you will have to accept.
Here we are. I shall open the entrance for you. These fireflies are my friends. They will light your way through the darkness below.
So the firefly is there to give us illumination, because we are going to be in pitch blackness for this entire level. And this is, as I said, very infamously the worst level in the entire game. We have to defeat the Ant Queen, save all the fairies, and acquire 7 pieces of amber. Okay. Die. Okay. I died. That is a piece of amber. 1 of 7. You'll notice as I saved the fairy, the chalice percentage went up, and because this level technically doesn't have a chalice. However, saving all the fairies is how you get to the Hall of Heroes in this mission. And it is functionally the same as picking a chalice up. vial for now, but want to preserve it in case I need the life later. I hate these ants. I hate them so much. They never stop spawning. Actually, no, we're gonna pick it up now. Save for the health. No, go make all of the jokes about that individual as much as you want, Kelly. I'm just ignoring him because I don't want him polluting my VOD in the days to come. I'd rather have my VOD free of any mentions of his miserable name. But feel free to make the joke. I will still laugh at it eternally. Stop it, man. So annoying. The big problem with this level is, as you've no doubt guessed by now, it is easy to get extremely, very much lost in the anthill. There's a lot of ants that don't stop spawning in crowded, hard to memorize pathways. And it's real easy to get lost on the way. Especially since you have to explore anyway to get the amber and the fairies you need. Yeah, this is a real fun level. Unfortunately, when you do a remake, you gotta include all the content in that remake. And that includes miserable stuff like this level, which I don't believe anyone has ever sung this level's praises before, and if they did, they're dumb and wrong and shouldn't have. I wish there was Medieval 3, because I really do like this series. I don't understand that not many other people do, but I really like it. I need, but where are the fucking fairies? Okay, that's the gateway to the end. Okay, that is where I end the mission once I'm ready to. I still gotta go back and find 4 goddamn fairies. There's one of you. It would be curious to see what they do with the medieval design philosophy now that we've had so much time to innovate in this like Metroidvania-esque space. Because this is, at its heart, a bit of a Metroidvania game, where you acquire new weapons and new items that allow you to go through and beat levels that you were previously unable to. Like, for example, if I didn't have the Witch's Talisman from the Mausoleum, I would not be able to even attempt this level. 2 fairies remaining. Please die in a fucking kill, ants. Oh, I hate the ants in this stage. They're so annoying. And they never stop spawning. Why is there more than 7 pieces of ender, but only 6 fairies? Why do ants spit acid? I do feel that there would be a very Dark Souls, like, if they did a sequel, there would be a Dark Souls element to it, but I actually don't think so, because there's no RPG elements in this game. It is strictly a Metroidvania. You get items. You don't get, like, the only upgrades you get are life bottles, really. You as a character remain kind of static. You get new equipment and new moves, but Serdan never really gets physically stronger. He's able to handle different things because he gets a bigger arsenal, but in terms of his actual, like, his character, he never changes. And I actually don't think I'd want a version of Medieval where you could level Serdan up and give him, like, new stats and new moves, because that's all. It's a fundamentally different game than what I think of when I think of Medieval. Oh, yeah, something like Hellblade? That could be cool. I wonder how you'd write that, because, more or less, Serdan's arc is done at the end of this game, and Medieval 2, he's kind of becomes more of a static character because he's already become the hero. He's Sir Daniel Fortescue, the hero, who saved the world when he was a skeleton boy. It was not that. That's not his museum exhibit. That's what it should be. It should say Serdan, the hero who saved Gallowmere when he was a skeleton boy. That should be his official title in the museum. I am so fucking lost. It is unbelievable how lost I am and how I can't seem to find these last 2 goddamn fairies. Funnily enough, they actually, like, there is a digital comic that comes with the special edition of this game that does continue off of the ending of Medieval 2. Now, I don't know if it actually goes anywhere, because I've read it and it doesn't seem to do a whole lot, but it does, like, there is a continuity there where Serdan more or less goes back in the past and then lives out hundreds of thousands of like over 1,000 years as a skeleton man, and kind of spends his days covering up the fact that he's a skeleton man and living in modern society. It's weird. It's real weird. It is bizarre. I don't know if I like it, if I'm being honest, but it's an interesting little thing. It retcons a couple of things that, like, don't really make sense to retcon, and I don't think it adds a whole lot to the game, to the story. In fact, I think it takes a bit away from the story. But, you know, To each his own. Where are the last two fairies? I might just give up and go, like, look up a walkthrough for this, which I really should have done in the beginning. This is the worst level in the entire... Actually, I think... No, this is the worst level in the series. Because, like, Medieval 2 is hard as balls, but you never get to the point where you're just like, you have no idea what you're looking for is really. Like, it never gets this bad where you're just kind of aimlessly wandering the fucking anthill looking for... Oh, is that one? One left. Maybe they are just down here. I don't want to break that glass, because that glass will be the final boss stage. And I have a ferry to go through. Yes, I am looking it up. I straight up don't care. This level is not worth my time. Or yours. I will say, I will give credit to the people who made the remake. Oh! 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 There you are! I will give the people who remade this game credit. Like, they did what they could to make this level less shitty by making it a little more visually distinctive, and I do appreciate that. But now that we have the Amber and, the fairies, just finish this level off. We can just kill the Queen and we're done. Oh my god. Thank god. Ooh. I actually didn't end up being walked through after all. Holy shit. This is the Ant Queen. Dan, fucking, what you just, that's the move. Honestly, the bosses of this game are never hard. They're just kind of, they're damage saves. Is actually making something about this thing. want to need to probably use the old trick of the first few games once we're done. One more after this. A little faster on the draw. Agonist. Okay, that's clever. I like these trophy names.
To free all the fairy people from the clutches of the filthy and scum. As a reward, I can grant you passage to the Hall of Heroes. I've never been there myself, but I've heard they got a free bar.
Yes. Okay, so in this version they just give you a straight up chalice. Okay, that's cool.
Bless me, if it isn't Daniel, Lord of the Ants. Hold still, and I'll remove the shrink spell. Oh, lovely, lovely Amber. Here you are, Sir Knight. A wart-covered and cabbage-smelling old crone I may be, but I always keep my promises. I grant you my reward.
So, we are now officially done with Witch Talisman. We'll never use it for the rest of the journey. But good news is the levels in this game literally never get worse than that. Actually, no. There is one that can be arguably worse than this, but we'll get to that later. So our reward for doing that is a set of magic chicken drumsticks that you can use to transform enemies into chicken. Roasted chicken that you can eat for health. I didn't make a single bit of what I just set up. That is literally how this works. But we don't need that. Right now what we need are bow and hammer. And yes, Kelly,
Back and forth like a supernatural yo-yo. Maybe the master will make it harder to find those magic egg cups.
our reward was a magic chicken drumstick that turns our enemies into roast chicken that we can eat for health. That is literally what that item does. We have 9 chalice cups so far. I guess we're getting a gold shield now.
Ah, Herr Fortescue. You are back on the battlefield, yeah? This is good. People say to me, Stungard, what do you think of this sword or that axe? But I say to them, Nein! Modern warfare is a question of science. The science of shields. I think maybe you should take my shield, yeah? It is magic, Herr Fortescue. Some say it is better to have a magic sword than a magic shield, but I say to use it, this is rubbish! So long as you use it properly, the shield will make you invincible!
One thing I will say is that the camera work, in the original version of this scene, it's just kind of a shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot. And the extra camera work they add to the remake really makes these scenes just that much better than they were. Whoever edited the camera work for that was awesome. You did a great job. That was hilarious. You added so much life to that conversation. So, you asked in the chat why I don't want to use the chicken drumsticks. And the answer is that I don't know if you can buy more of them. But as for the gold shield, it is mostly just another shield. It acts as the shields do. The difference is that you can ask the merchant gargoyle to repair it for you. That's the only difference between the silver and the gold shield, aside from their ability, is that the gold shield can be repaired, whereas the silver shield you need to find a replacement. But yeah, here we can't buy more chicken drumsticks, so if we use those 30 drumsticks, you'll never get them back. But we can repair our gold shield there at the merchant. Now, as you can see, the anthill took some life from me, but I am fixin' to solve this problem. We can go back to Dan's Crypt in a second, but what I really want to go back to is the graveyard. There's a reason I'm going back to replay this level specifically. But I say 9! Oh, that was a good scene. That was a good scene. Genuinely funny. Also, you'll note that I'm replaying the level because I have the chalice. The game isn't filling up. It's not filling up the souls that already have it. So when you replay level, you don't have to worry about filling the chalice off because you can't collect it. So. In this game, there's a trick that if you're ever low on life, all you have to do is just come back to the graveyard and just use this specific fountain, because when you enter and exit a level, the fountains reset. So if you ever find yourself low on health, you can always just come out, come back to the graveyard, and refill your health bottles right here. It's never, you'll never that far away from a full health refill. This is the easiest one to get to because you only have a couple of zombies in the way. And it's literally right by the start of the level. Like, I could just dash through those guys I wanted to if we're being honest. But in theory, any fountain would be. Oh no! Oh no! I had the finished level. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we're just gonna dash through these things. I don't feel like doing it. Like in the original version, you could just. Okay, we're actually going to switch to the sword. Still not as bad as it could be, because in Medieval 2, they did an evil little trick where this is gonna be easier. Killing the zombies with this one attack. Yeah, just replaying the graveyard will usually be enough to build your health back up. I may or may not edit this out. If I do this in the future, I will probably edit it out because it's really not worth showing off if we've done it the first time. other porting, obviously, is extremely useful. This is also the easiest level to run through. The real version, I think you just quit out the level after recharging your life. And that's fine. But it's like here they make you fix the level. Maybe my memory is wrong, but either way, it's not that big of a deal. The level is pretty easy just to rush through once you've beat it the first time. Especially you don't have to actually kill the zombies here. It's pretty easy just to redo this level. Although now that we have the hammer, it's actually worthwhile to come back to Dan's crypt, because there is a secret here. There it is. There is a fragile wall. You can technically do it with the club, but since the hammer has limited durability, you can do this. And there's a life bottle here. Oh, there's also an energy vial here, so I guess you could also just replay this over and over to get the energy vial, which might be faster, but it's, the difference is kind of negligible. But yeah, now we have another life bottle, so now we have 5 life bottles. We can continue our journey in the Enchanted Earth for reals this time. We're actually making some fairly good progress throughout this game. Soulless frog. Dies. These plants don't have a I feel like at the club that you can kind of just run around like a madman dodging attacks until they strike. We're gonna have the club, the hammer.
Keep out! This gate leads to the tomb of the shadow demons. Like a giant magpie, the dragon bird sits upon its hoard of stolen treasures. High above the trees, you will find a nest. Oh, those eggs are worth their weight in gold.
Huh. Let's go up there. I do like that if you're blocking stationary, so Dan will just automatically crouch, so you don't have to worry about that. Spyro, killer frogs, man. Oh my god, camera, please. Camera, please, no. Oh my god, camera. Ooh. Earth room, that's what I needed. Perfect. We've used up a lot of my shield durability though. Great. Oh, you know what? I know what I need. God, frogs! Here it is. Oh. Bugger.
None shall enter. The shadow demons are entombed within, separated from the world of goodness and light until the earth cracks open. No one, not even the Dark Lord Zarok, can release them without the shadow artifact. Leave now, or share their doom.
Right, now, fortunately for us, we have a shadow artifact.
Sir Dan, you must take the Shadow Demon Talisman. It is an unholy relic, but it may allow you to progress through Shadow Demon territory.
So let's take a look at this puzzle here. Talisman puzzle. Alright, so fire. So this is a logical thing. More like a guess and check until you get it right. But oh, whoops. We released those shadow demons. Huh. Wow. We shouldn't have done that, I guess. It's got a talisman out of it, though. And the chalice is here. We need it. We need the star rune to advance here.
What have you done? Once again, the shadow demons are wreaking havoc across the land, and it's all thanks to you. The single most destructive and wretched creatures in the history of the world, and you've given them an early parole. They will be heading for the ruins of King Peregrine's castle. Gallowmere is doomed.
Don't you worry, Gargoyle Man. We're going to fight them. We're gonna fight them and the camera at the same time. It'll be a battle of the death. Boss time. Demonettes. Okay, this is not cool. Ooh, that is really not cool. One down. What if Dan was the villain this whole time? He's not, but what if he was? Oh wow, there are two fountains here. They knew. They knew. Two fountains, and look at those little energy vials over there. They knew. They knew how much life that would take. I will say the game is actually pretty good about topping you off whenever after you've gone through a situation where you've taken probably too much damage. These shadow demons are actually how we will fill the chalice up. Yeah, they take a lot to kill, but they do fill the chalice up. A shield and no shield. Please God, no. Are hard to kill. Killing these two will for the chalice. There we go. Don't you fucking dare call me for work. It's time to get the chalice. We should be good for now. Why do you go all the way over there, game? Okay. Star Ruin, though, we're done.
Mr. Fortisque, I want to talk with you. If this Zarok's so bad, why'd you get to go back? Why'd you of all people, Fortisque?
Fortisque.
It should be I, Blood Monatha Skull Cleaver. When I lived, always I had a pile of slain strewn around me. You spend most of your time organizing a changing of the guard and playing croquet with the king. Still, I lend you my axe. You swing her, you throw her. She thirsts for a slaughter as much as I. Drink deep of demon blood, my proud beauty.
Alright, so we do have an axe now. The axe is a great weapon in this game. One of my favorites. Because it is both a ranged boomerang-esque weapon and a melee weapon, which gives it a ton of versatility that most weapons in this game just don't have. Oh god. We're following this level. Okay. We'll do the Asylum grounds now. So I really don't want to do Pool of the Ancient Dead yet. That's the other annoying level. I don't want to do them both in the same stream.
This is the Garden of Zarok. Nothing here is as it first seems. To leave this maze, you must...
Jack of the Brain. Okay. I probably should have gone and charged my chalice of my Yeah, the axe is handy because it lets you do stuff at range and it doesn't consume arrows. So I feel less guilty about using it. So this is the big bad of this stage.
Greetings, Sir Fortescue. My name is Jack of the Green. I am the master of riddles, and this maze is my domain. You are free to leave, but only once you've answered 4 riddles. Puzzles so fiendishly difficult, so perplexingly complex, that no man has ever solved them. Ha ha ha. Now, try my first riddle. At night they come without being fetched. By day they are lost without being stolen.
So, this mission has a series of riddles that we have to solve. That one was pretty easy by night. They're out at night, but they're lost in the day, obviously, with stars. So we have to go and find and kill stars. That's it. That's the riddle. Well, it's not just enough to solve the riddle, you gotta actually go out and find the subject of the riddle and kill them. Alright. So we need to kill all the stars to solve Jack's first riddle. I get a game over. Please stop coming at me.
Well done, Sir Knight. But my star riddle was but a trifle. I always like to begin with an easy one. Return hither. You will not find my next conundrum so simple.
So yeah, this is the riddle level, which riddles are usually not hard.
I live for the crowd. Without it, I am nothing.
Each riddle will also unlock another part of the maze. God, I hate these guys. This wouldn't be a problem if I just healed up as I should have. So shield, you're gonna pick up and use that. Yeah, it's never as simple as just solving the riddle. Oh my god.
Yes, it was a clown. Very clever, I'm sure. Return in haste, Sir Knight, for I wish to see the despair on your face when you hear my next cryptic puzzler.
Yes, cryptics. Big cryptics. Big crypts. Come on. There's actually not a whole lot to this level once you know what the trick is. It's mostly just solving the riddles and then coming back and getting more riddles and solving them. It's fairly basic.
Face like a tree, skin like the sea, a great beast I be, yet vermin frighten me.
It's an elephant. And honestly, this level will be far less tedious if you could just answer the riddles, but it's because there's always a task associated with the riddle that causes the real frustration. Like, these riddles are not difficult, and like honestly, calling this a riddle is not really honest because you're not actually solving a riddle. You're performing an action associated with something that's vaguely affiliated with the riddle. Like, you're not really... Yeah, I want to die. Oh wow, you don't have the game over screen that you used to. Actually, I think I'm gonna end the stream here if it loads back into the Asylum grounds. Yeah, we're gonna end the stream for now. And we're going to continue next time. We're going to finish the Asylum grounds. We're going to go from there. Once again, I am Brandon Carey. Thank you for watching. Take care, guys, and I will see you on next week on Sunday. Until then.